there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and today we are going to take a look at the Smart Art box from December. Yes, I'm a little behind, but December is notoriously crazy for me, and I have actually already peeked in here and I'm kind of excited because it's something I've never done before, which doesn't happen that often because I've worked with so many different medias throughout my life. If you want to get more information about the Smart Art subscription box, you can check out the link in the video description. They do ship to many countries worldwide, and if you're curious as to what you get in Smart Art boxes, typically you can search Smart Art box on my YouTube channel and find out more and see what a typical box has. Go to smartartbox.com to check it out or to sign up. So the first thing that you get in every Smart Art box is a brochure that kind of tells you about the supplies that you have in case you're not familiar with them. It also tells you what the topic is. In this case, it's Flipbook animation, and on the back it gives you a project that you can follow along with using only the supplies in the box, which is really handy. I think this would be a nice option if you're homeschooling and you need an art curriculum for your kids. You could even team up with a group of homeschoolers and share the supplies. You might need to, individually purchase a few things, like you might need extra paper or whatever, but there's usually enough in a box for several projects. So since this is a Flipbook box, we have a tiny little sketchbook by Borden and Riley. I've never used their paper before. It's 90 pound, and we'll be using that to make our Flipbook. This is pretty thick. I'm hoping that it's thin enough that I can see through it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to hold it up to a window to do any tracing. We have some Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens with the brush tip, which are nice. I like the brush tip pens because you can sketch expressively with them. I haven't tried their colors. I've tried the colors in some of the big brush pen colors, but I've only used the brush tipped small ones in black and sanguine and sepia, but they are really nice, so happy to have a variety of colors there. We also have some pencils in a variety from 2H to 6B, which is a nice standard sketching set. I'm not sure if I'll use those in this, but nice to have. We've got a black eraser, dust-free eraser. I've heard good things about the black ones. I do have a black one, but I don't think I've ever really used it, so that'll be neat to have. And then we've got a fine Pitt Artist pen. I'm very familiar with these. They're wonderful. So definitely supplies that I will use again, even if flipbooks don't turn out to be my thing. Getting this flipbook idea in the Smart Art box really got the creative juices flowing, and I thought a bit on how I was going to do this, what sort of animation I wanted to make, and then serendipitously I was watching YouTube, watching all the new products coming out of the big craft and hobby show, trade show in January, and they were showing rubber stamps that you could do flipbooks with, and I thought, I wonder if there's a way we could take what we already have and do that. So what I ended up doing was I remembered the stamp set that I had that a friend had given me, and I thought, what if I stamped the flower on all the pages and then stamped the petals in with a different color so it kind of filled up, and the animation would be the petals filling up, and then I thought it'd be really cool if it filled up like a rainbow, and that would be really fun. So you can use these pens for inking up your rubber stamps, but I do have ink cubes, so what I'm actually going to do is use the ink cubes, but then I'm going to use these pens to like animate a little sentiment as the book is flipped. So so wish me luck. Okay, I put my stamp on a block, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to set it up so that I could like get it lined up with the corner of my block to the corner of my paper, because this paper is so thick that I don't know if I'm going to be able to see through it. And I have a black ink pad I'm going to use for inking stuff up. Already got some on my hand, so I'll probably get that on my project before I know it. I'm just going to wipe it on my... I'm wearing black leggings today, so I can just wipe it on my legs. That works. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm hoping that I get a good impression here. So lining it up as good as I can, because that's part of the animation. You need every thing needs to line up from page to page. Okay. Now, if I put the next page down, yeah, I could see over it. So if you're drawing this by hand, I don't know if you can tell, probably not on camera, but I can see through that. So if you drew with your black pen on that back page, like if I needed to fix anything, I could go over with the black pen and I could, fix any lines if they didn't stamp as well as I wanted them to. So you draw with your black pen, and then when you put your next page over, you're going to be able to see. I wasn't sure if that was going to work, so I just made sure everything was going to line up just fine. So what you want to do is, well, I'm going to stamp the same thing on each page. If you were drawing, you would look through and then you would do your next animation, like either offset or completing what you did on the first one, and you would do that so on and so forth as you work through the book. So I'm going to begin by getting all of these pages stamped, and then we'll come back at the coloring stage. Okay, I have, this book has 20 pages. I have stamped 17 in with the full flower, and I've left 2 plain. I have an idea for those last 2, but I want to see how everything works out first in case I need to stamp another one, like if I mess up. So nothing would happen if I was to flip through this because everything's the same on each page. See, they're all the same. Okay, so we're going to go to the back page and do the back page first, because when you're flipping, that's how the order you see it in. So I'm going to go to the back page, and I've put my markers out here, and I am going to just put a line here. Actually, I wonder if I want to I think I just want to do one line first. Let's do one line right here. And I'm going to start to write the, actually no, I'm going to leave that one just plain. That's the back page. It's just going to be black and white. Then the next page, I'm going to look at, I can barely see through to my line. I'm just going to underline that again. You're probably thinking, what are you doing, Lindsay? I'm going to take the red marker, and I'm going to start to write an H, because I want the first, I want this to say hello as it works, as it's going through. And then I'm going to ink up my stamp with the first color. I've got 16 colors of ink. You could also use your marker to ink this up, but I didn't have enough colored markers to do that. So, and I'm going to start, I think I'll start with that one there. I think I'm going to need to move my stamp actually. Because otherwise the block is going to hit the spine. I'll start right there. Okay, so then every one of these pages is going to have that one stamped. Just right there. Right? As long as I stamp this one right on all the pages, everything should work out fine. So to do the next letter here, I'm going to make my line again just so I have that point of reference. And I'm going to finish, and I'm going to make a whole H this time. So it might help if you hold your book up to the light if you can't really see very well. The colors aren't going to show through as much as the black and white will. So then on the next one, I'm only going to have the black lines going underneath the current letter. Hope this makes sense. It should when we're all done. I think when you see it all flip through, it'll make sense. So now here, I'm just going to draw the H. And I'm going to do my stamping. I'm going to go through and stamp all of these petals. Okay, when we come back, we'll have the red petal and the H on every page. Okay, this is really cool. So I've only just done the reds and the H's, but what's really cool is that look at how the H's just kind of change a little bit from page to page, so they kind of vibrate a little bit. I just thought that was really, 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 really cool, just how it moves a little bit, and I love it. Okay, this gives me encouragement to move further on with this project. So that's done. That's almost done. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp the next color, which is a brighter red. I'm going to cap up this pen because I'm done with that pen. I'm going to stamp this one down next. right there. Oh shoot. Oh, it was fine. Huh! That would have been close. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page. I'm going to stamp that there as well, and then I'm going to start my next letter. These are really easy to line up. I don't think this stamp set is available anymore, but I'm sure you can find something, or you can just doodle a flower, you know? You do what you want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to do the line under for the E. So H-E-L-L-O, that's 5 letters, so I just got to make sure I can fit 5 in here. So we'll do the little, see, I'm going to see what I did on the first page. I just have a line, So I'm just going to have a line there. Then on the next page, I'm going to do the line again. Make sure my pages are lined up. I do hold it up a little bit. It's a little easier to see through if I hold it up, but you can use a light box or your window, or just hold it in the air. That'd be difficult if you're drawing something really intricate. So if you're doing something really intricate, you might just want to even take a piece of Tupperware and put a light, like a lamp in it or something, so that you can have a light box, or take it over to a window and tape it up. Because I think that would get a little difficult. Now I'm going to go in, oh yeah, let's do this next stamp. So we're making our letters animate as we go. I decided not to use, these two yellows were very close together and I only needed 5 colors, so I'm going to use the more orangey yellow. I'm setting that one aside. I might use it for something at the end. And I'm just going to start, I'm going to do the line down for the E. And then the next one, I can do like 3 pages per letter. I'll do the whole E here on this one. So, well, the yellow one's going to be difficult. I know, I see it's lined up underneath the H, so I'll just go ahead and draw it under there. You probably don't need to recap your marker each time either. Okay, so then for this one, I will just do the E. Okay, and so I will just be putting the E's on all these pages. And I will go ahead and stamp all of these red petals down. And so on and so forth. So we'll repeat with that. Oh, I can't even see where that E is. That's difficult. Oh, I gotta hold it. I'm holding it. Holding it up to the light. Okay, so all the other pages are going to look like this until we meet again. Okay, I have to concentrate so I don't get confused. So I'm looking through. Okay, so this has none. No petals. This is 1 petal. This is 2 petals. This should have 3 petals. So now on my 3rd ink pad color, I'm not going to do any letters until the yellow H is all done. So I'm going to have that kind of corally red there, there we see our E happen. And then on this next page we got a full E. And I'm going to make my line for my first L. Now, let me see, when I did the E, yeah, I just had a line. Line was just the first thing. I'm going to trace my line. I just want to make sure I'm doing it dark so I can see where I need to go. I figure I can do 3 pages per letter. So there's my first line, there's my second line. So then I'm going to take green. I'm going to make the back of the L kind of line up with the E. Then on the next page, do my line again. I'm kind of thinking, you remember like old like DOS computer systems? Some of you guys might remember that. And they would have, you'd have that line underneath where your letter was going to type. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I don't know if they're very successful or not, but anyway, that's what I'm going for. And then we'll do this again. And then all the other pages will have no black line, but they will have the coral petal and the L. So do that for all the other pages. Okay, we are on our fourth color. So if I look here, I've got 1, 2, 3 petals there. So I've got 2 petals, 3 petals. This one's going to be the first one that has 4 petals. And I'm going to stamp that with an orange. And I'm going to keep going until we're ready for our next L. So you could also color this with the markers. It would just take quite a bit longer. Okay. And on this page we'd have our line again. And then on the next page, we're going to do this the same way we did before. We trace our line. And we'd start our blue L. So I'm going rainbow order on these two with the markers. Then the next one. And of course, I'd be filling in that orange as we go. We get the second part of our L there. And then for the rest of the pages, we would just do the whole L. And I'm just holding up the page like that so I can get a little bit of light under there to see. And I would stamp that orange petal on every one of these going forward. So when we come back, we'll do our next letter. Okay, this painstaking process continues. This is how far we've gotten. So here, we're going to go back to where we're going to be stamping next. So we've got 3, 4, and this will be the first one to have 5 stamps on it. So we will do our stamping again. I'm using kind of like a peach color for this one, kind of like a yellowy, orangey peach color. And so 4, this is my 5th one. And I'm going to keep on stamping this until I get to the point where I need to start my final letter, which is O. You can skip ahead if you need to. If you see how this goes and you've got the gist of it, feel free to skip ahead. I just want to make sure it's not confusing. And of course you could be coloring this, you could be drawing a little bit more on each page. It's completely up to you. I think it's going to be cool to see those letters animate. Okay, so that's the... So let's see, how did I do it? Did I have one? I have to go back and check. Okay. Let's see how I did the green one. So then the green was with the line on it, then the green was plain, and then there was just a line. Okay, so now I need to put the line down here for my O. And then on this one, I'll have the line again. I'm going to stamp my stamp. Gosh, I hope this makes sense. I really do. And we'll do purple. And I'll do 1/2 of my O. Actually, I might as well just leave that uncapped. Cap this up though. And we'll do, whoops, no, I do need to do my line again because I'm working on that one. And I'll do the whole O. petal here. It's going to get easy when I don't have to worry about the letters and I'm just doing the petals. And then finally here will just be the O. Okay, and then I'll just kind of have an O on these final couple pages. I think. Yeah, okay, I've got it. Oh my gosh, this is like brain power here. Okay, so we finished stamping the 5th flower on all these final pages, and then we're just going to be working through stamping the colors of the rainbow in the same fashion throughout this flower. Okay, I already did that one. That one didn't cover that well, but let me overstamp it, I guess. I just don't want to... There, that looks better. Okay, so now we'll go back to the beginning, to where we started. So we got 4, 5 petals, so that's a 5 on its own. So we got 4, 5. This one will start our next color. I'm going to wipe off my stamp block, and we're going to do yellow. I have all my ink cubes kind of lined up so that I grab them in the order. So you can kind of make this a little bit so you don't have to think about it while you're going. So I'm going to do the rest of these with yellow. Make sure I didn't miss any. Yellow on its own, and then we'll start our green. I'm going to go with a pale green. I've got like 3 different shades of green, so I'd have enough to get around. Now we'll do a darker green. Make sure my block's going to fit there. Okay, going back, figuring out where we started with the darker. So we've got light green, dark, mid green, and then we'll do dark green on that one. So we'll switch out our ink pads. This is starting to look really cool. I'm really pleased with how that's coming out. Now we're going to go back again, figure out where the dark green started, and we'll start our teal on the next frame. So mid green, dark green, this one will be teal. And we're going to repeat the process again. Ooh, that's a gorgeous color. That's pretty. And do it all over again. Now we'll go to our next color, which will be a bright blue. The aqua and teal were actually a little too close in color, I think, but that's all right. I think it's still going to be cute. It's kind of hard to find 16 colors that are so different from each other. And the fact that this is hand stamped, I think will give it, oops, that's the end of that. We'll give it some interest. Now we'll go with a bright kind of grape purple. Okay, so medium blue, dark blue. This will be our first purple. Hope I figured this right. I think I did. I'm going to wipe my block though, because it's gotten kind of grimy. Oh, that's pretty. Yes, okay, good. Whew. Like, I don't want to mess up this close to the end. Get purple on its own. This will be a light purple. Off my block. You don't need to like super duper clean it. Oh, phew, okay. You don't need to super duper clean it every time if you're going to a related color. I think that's, yep, that's it for that. I'm going to clean it before I go to this last color, which is a light pink. Hopefully it's different enough from that first pink that I have there. Okay, so we've got dark purple, light purple on its own, and then just these two last pages we stamped to the light pink. I made sure I didn't use every page, just in case I made a mistake. I would be able to tear it out and redo. Oh, I'm going to have an extra one. That's all right. I think I ended up with an extra page. Okay, so now, oh, that's pretty, don't you think? Now let's see how it looks. This is kind of the scary part. All right, let's see. Let me go this way. If it gets, once the pages get a little bit more loosened up, they go better. That's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to do anything with the last two pages because I don't think you would really see it. And you could pop that in a padded mail or mail it to somebody for fun. I think I just need to get it kind of, ooh, there we go. And probably keep your design towards the bottom of the pad, maybe like the bottom half of the pad, so you have room in case you're not really seeing what's up higher. That's a lot of fun though. This was a lot of fun. If you would like to find out more information about our sponsor, smartartbox.com, you can visit their website. You can look on my channel for past videos to see other things that you would get in the kit. I want to mention that the stamps and ink pads I used did not come in this kit. I just thought it would be kind of something different because you do get a project on the back of your Smart Art Box pamphlet that will give you, stuff to do with only the stuff in the kits. But I know most of my viewers also rubber stamp, so I thought this would be kind of fun to show you another option. Oh, that's a lot of fun. That's kind of satisfying. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and pop them in the comments below, and I'll help you if I can. And until next time, happy crafting.